looks like I muted my mic. This is Dr. Karen Perkins with Karenisms, and we're going to have a lot of fun with Karenisms. We're going to tell stories, answer questions, talk about things that are interesting to us at the time. And by us, I don't mean just me. I'm hoping you'll all leave comments so that we can talk about things you're interested in as well. And we'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll go through some embarrassing moments that I have no shame in sharing because we all have them. That being said, I want to take a second and introduce you to the magic man, the man behind the curtain, my great assistant, my executive assistant, Jace. Jace, come on. Let's say hey. Hey,
Hi, hello
Jace.
everyone. Hi
I
Karen.
cannot hear you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Ah, let me check and make sure my ears are working.
Hello?
Okay, are you there now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Well, folks, that's the first thing, embarrassing moments. I walked away for a moment and apparently it took my headset off, and so I didn't hear anything. And so I'm hoping the mic worked. I'm guessing it did because Jace came on. Jace, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am very excited. It's Monday, so I'm very excited. It's been a month since I started working with you, which I am very grateful because I found, a partner. And I'm actually going to Manila to see AJ, which on
Yeah,
the next week. So
oh,
yeah, so far those are
fun.
everything that's happening.
So you're all set and planning to go see AJ and have a good time.
Yes, we
You'll
will see
you'll
each
be
other.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, we will see each other on the 19th.
Oh, awesome. So we'll be traveling about the same time. That is
Yeah.
fabulous. Well, be sure and give AJ a hug for me. For
Yes.
those of you who don't know, as he just said, we've been together for about a month. And I'll tell you what, best assistant you could ever hope for. And I'm really excited. And he's going to help me run these shows, be the man behind the curtain. And so if you hear me stumble and say, help Jace, you'll know who I'm talking to. And we'll bring him in periodically to help out with the things that are going on. So in my life, lots is going on that's changed, but my big excitement right now really is this upcoming retreat.
Yes.
And I have some great friends that are going, and I have some friends that I haven't met yet that are going, and they'll be great friends. And we decided for this first show that we would go ahead and talk about the retreat, um, and share our comments and our information for those that already know about it. You can ask your questions and learn more. For those that don't know about it, get to know a little bit more about it so that you can be sure and come join us. And the spots
Yes.
are limited because we want to keep it very personalized. So there's only a dozen spots, so you want to be sure and sign up quickly. But Jason, why don't we go ahead and jump in and show them the promo that we put together that's going to go on my landing page, and then I'll come on
Okay.
back.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to backstage and we will see each other again soon.
Okay. I am so excited to invite you to my energy healing retreat, The Power of You, this October 12th through 19th. Now, let me ask you, have you ever just needed to regroup, to relax, to reevaluate, maybe reassess? Or have you ever wondered if you're on the right path, or maybe even what's next? What if you could finally discover the roadmap that your soul has been trying to show you, but you've been too distracted by life to hear, to see, to feel in a way that would be best suited to take action? Well, that's one of the many transformative things we will be doing on the 7-day retreat. We're going to help you tap into your intuition to help you gain the insights that have been trying to break through, giving you the right information on how to deal with that relationship, make the right moves for your career, understand why certain things or people bother you, and better yet, how do you handle them? You discover the path and the steps to take so that you can follow that path smoothly. So, what's different about this retreat? Well, one, we have shamans on site the entire time. But one of the most important is you'll have a seer who can read what the soul is wanting you to work on at that very moment. I'll be reading each of you when you arrive, with your permission, of course. And once your soul has provided the direction that each of you will need, we will then customize the retreat according to each individual needs. Now, the group is small. There's only up to 12 people that can come. And so you're going to have plenty of time to have the things handled that need to be worked on individually. So it will be customized. Well, have you ever found yourself emotional about something you didn't necessarily want to be emotional about? Well, that's another wonderful thing we have is one of our energy healers is an expert and specializes in releasing trapped emotions and clearing auras. And so we'll have someone there to help you with that, releasing those unwanted emotions. Now, I know, this is transformation galore. Staying and learning with like minded people and strengthening your energy and your spirit, finding your voice and your path. I mean, how awesome. Well, there is one other great thing about this retreat. It is all inclusive. Now, except for the airfare. But when I mean all inclusive, except for the airfare, that means the transportation to and from the airport. It means all of your meals and snacks. It means accommodations based on double occupancy, workshop materials. You're going to be journaling. We have a brand new journal, beautiful journal for you. Safe space to take that home. If you're interested, also included is yoga and sound therapy, medicinal plant baths, a reflexology massage, a holistic massage, a drum ceremony, Amazonian shamanic plant ceremony. Many of you will know that as ayahuasca, which will be performed and monitored by native shamans. And there's so much more that's going to happen and go on. And you're going to find that you're going to just have all of the skills and strategies that you need to follow your path and to be on the right one and know you're on the right one. Our spaces are limited, so be sure and sign up for your spot now before they're all gone. And man, I am so excited to see you at the retreat. I can't wait to meet you there. I'll see you soon. I am so excited. And as you can see from that video, I am not a professional actress or a commercial person, or you will see the real me all the time. And I'll make some mess ups and I'll do some things that will be good. And I'll do some things that we all kind of shake our heads and go, oh my, oh my. But that's all right, because that's what life is all about, is being who you are. And that is one of the things I'm most excited about this retreat. I want to tell you a little bit about why I'm doing this retreat, and then we'll get into Jace put together a wonderful point to keep me on target, because those of you who know me know I can get off target. Oh gosh, I have been coaching positivity and mind programming and all of those things for too many years. Not too many for me, but a lot of years, like 30 years, long time. I know that aged me. That's why I didn't want to say how many, but about 30 years, done public speaking on it, all kinds of things. So I knew how to stay positive. I knew how to do all those things. I'm the one that helped other people stay positive. But a little over 3 years ago, everything in my world seemed to collapse. And I found myself spiraling. And I spiraled and I spiraled and I spiraled. And there really was no reason for me to spiral. And I knew the strategies and the steps to get out of it, but I needed some additional help. And anybody who's got a coach, you know that if you're going to have a good coach, you're going to have a coach that has a coach, because
if you don't have a coach that has a coach, I'm going to move my plant a little bit. If you don't have a coach that has a coach, they're not continuing to grow and progress. Well, I found a new coach for me that I thought, well, maybe, try somebody a little bit different because, need to shake things up. And I am a coach, by the way, a life coach, and I've got a couple of spots open if you want to talk to me about that another time. But so I found this wonderful coach, and he happened to also be a shaman and one of the chief shamans for the Sachelan tribe. And as we're coaching, and he's telling me the things I already know, but I need somebody else to remind me to do it. He said, my goodness, I had no idea that you could do this, this, and this, and this. And he says, can you? And I went, well, yeah, can't everybody? And he went, no. Can you? And I said, well, yeah, doesn't everybody? And he went, no. And so it went on and on. And now I had been studying shamanism on and off for close to 30 years, back before it was popular. And I have done a lot of studies. I've gone and done a lot of work with them. But he said, I want you to come and live with us here in the village. And I want to take you under my wing, and I want to pass you on being a shaman and on certain areas. And so I went in. Well, the other 4 shaman chiefs were like, yeah, no, she is not a Sachelan. She is not native. She's not indigenous to the area. And they were kind of against, well, this white woman coming in and taking over. And I didn't take over. But Juan, my awesome shaman, he said, no. He says, I will take full responsibility for her. So I lived there. We worked, trained 24/7, and I picked 5 modalities I really wanted to focus on, and so I focused down in on those 5 modalities, and I worked them, and we practiced, and I passed off skills with him, and I did all kinds of things until he felt that I was honed enough, and I felt honed enough to say, yeah, I've got this down really well. Now, there's always learning. I'm not at the end of my learning, never will be. So I'm still learning new things every day. Well, he said, I'm ready to pass off, but you're going to have to be passed by the other 4 chiefs as well. Now, I'm a little nervous because they were already against me being there. So I'm like, well, there's no way they're going to pass me. And so I have to do what they call practicums at university, but here it's like I had to do each one of my abilities, my skills, and pass them saying, yeah, you can do that. And I felt the power, etc. So I did the first one, and he looked at me, didn't say anything. And I'm like, oh, sweating. Did the second one, looked at me, didn't say anything, sweating. And this went on for all of them. And finally, Juan came back and he said, they're shocked. They felt the spirit of the ancestors with you. And they want to not only ordain you a shaman, but they want to make you a member of the tribe so that you actually do have that link to the ancestors fully through a traditional adoption, basically. So I went through the ceremonies and became an ordained shaman in my areas. Now, again, there are hundreds of areas. I am only ordained in 5 of them. But we got talking about it, and he says, you've been doing these workshops and things for 20 of the 30 years. You really need to bring in more of the healing energy and, that energy that heals people, and bring in some of those skills that you have, and then bring in some of the other things that shamans can do. And so we sat down and we decided to put together this retreat. And this retreat is October. Go ahead and put up the PowerPoints now. That'd be great. Thank you. So it's October 12th through 19th of this 2024. If you're watching it after that, we had it already. Look for when the next one is. You'll also notice in the upper corner of the screen, there's a QR code. That QR code is actually the QR code taking you to the landing page for the retreat. And so you want to go to that landing page to learn, more information about it as well. course, we should cover pretty much everything here. Okay, the next slide. I don't know. Can I run the slides from here? I don't know. I'm going to let you do it. He's shaking his head in the background. So what is the retreat all about? Well, the retreat is all about transforming. It's about uncovering your inner guide. It's getting in touch again with your actual soul. And, you know, I had a friend say to me not too long ago, they said, are you so busy with the day-to-day activities and the distractions in life to listen to what your soul's telling you to do? Because your soul knows what you need to do. And I thought about that and I pondered, and it's like, yeah, I get too caught up in the day-to-day. And what am I going to do from the moment I get up to 5 minutes from now, to an hour from now, to 6 months from now? And so I don't listen to my soul as often as I should. Now, how do you listen to your soul? Well, you meditate, of course. That's one of them. But there are all kinds of other tools for uncovering and strategies that will help you be in tune with your soul on a regular basis so that you don't have to worry about, am I doing what my soul knows that I need to do? Transform your mindset. You know, you're going to be ready to unleash the unlimited powers of positive mindset. And again, I taught mindset for years and years. In fact, I used to do stage hypnosis. We'll tell those stories another day. But that is all about mindset, and it's about personal programming. And we're going to go through that, and we're going to help you to get to the mindset that you want to get to and have that be unwavering in your abilities to manifest the success that you so deserve. You're going to overcome self-doubt. You know, are you willing to learn powerful techniques to develop unshakable confidence in yourself? Why don't you go ahead and go to the next slide? Okay, I need to make my screen bigger so I can see, or put on my old lady glasses. Some of the benefits, tuning into your intuition. Again, we're going to tap into your intuition. Your intuition is that link with you and your soul. Your soul is telling you what to do on a regular basis. Your gut instinct, your intuition. Now, when it gets really bad and it's that gut kick us in the, chest or kick us in the stomach and says, do this now, then, we won't walk down that back alley because we'll realize that maybe this is not a good thing to do. But there are so many other things that our intuition tells us, just the day-to-day things, like how do I deal with this person, or am I on the right career path? Have I listened to what it is that I need physically? Have I listened to what I need mentally? Tracking those meaningful actions in personal and professional life and relationships. Do you know how to really deal with each one of the personality styles? Now, those that know me know I love my personality style. I've got the 4 animals that I use, and we'll talk about those another week. But, there are many, many categories of personalities, but they're narrowed down basically to 4 core personality types. Now, we have a little bit of all 4 of them in us, so don't think you're only one thing, because you're not. But each one of them thinks differently than the other. Have you taken the time to stop and find out how one thinks versus the other? Now, I've done that for years and years and years, but I've done it from the analytical, from the logical, from the academic side. Now that I've added in the spiritual side and the energy side, oh my goodness, what I have been able to discover with people in my life has been remarkable. And we're going to go over some of those things so that you have that discovery as well. We're going to be learning, listening, and seeing and feeling that inner guidance. All of this comes down to your inner voice. And I'd like to tell you that you just need to listen to me, and anything I say goes. But that's a lie. I mean, I wouldn't want to say that, because I wouldn't want that responsibility. But I do have some tips, and I do have some strategies. And as you heard in the promo, one of my gifts and things that I passed off with the shamans is, they call it claircognizance. Others, some call it clairsentient, but it's whatever it is. But I can see what the soul is wanting to be seen at that moment. And sometimes it's things in the past that just need to be let go. Sometimes it's things in that moment that need to be done or need to be faced or need to be addressed. Sometimes it's some things coming up in the future because the soul has a good idea of what's happening. And I can tap into people and see that with their permission. I don't just randomly look at people and do that because it takes concentration. But I'm going to be doing that during this retreat. And in doing so, I am going to be able to really customize this retreat according to your needs and abilities and skills and your soul and what it's wanting and needing at that very moment. And so we're keeping the retreat small again. There's only going to be 12 people that we have as participants. And because of that, we will be able to customize according to each person's individual needs. And we'll have some one-on-one time and some private time and some little group time and then the big area. So go ahead and go to the next slide, if you will. I talked a little bit about some of the reasons to come. Again, we're going to evaluate those personal relationships, create lasting social and business relationships, how to do all those things. Enhance your well-being. Now, a lot of these retreat activities are really meant to enhance your well-being and to help you do what you need to do to leave that lasting legacy. All of us have a legacy we want to leave. Some of us know what that legacy we want to leave is, and some of us are on track. And some of us know what it is, but we're nowhere near it. And some of us have no idea what legacy we want to leave. Now, my sister taught me an inheritance is what people leave for you. A legacy is what they leave in you. When your time comes, what will people have learned? What will they feel? What will they know? How will their life be different because of you? And these activities are going to help with that, but they're going to help you get on the path so that you can do that and that you find happiness every day and you know you are moving toward the things that truly make you happy. Some of the things that we're going to be doing, got the Amazonian shamanic plant ceremony. Many of you know that is ayahuasca, and we'll talk in more depth about ayahuasca in a little bit. But we have the Amazonian shamanic plant ceremony that we'll be doing. And this is going to be done again with the shaman and monitored by the shaman. It is pure, authentic Amazonian here from I'm in Ecuador right now, from Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia area, that part of the Amazon. And it's the pure ayahuasca vine with the one plant and I don't remember what the plant is, that they have to mix with it. So they don't add any of those other bad additives and things that you hear some people have added. This is pure, wonderful. And I've done it before myself with these folks. And it takes them 16 hours to make the ayahuasca itself so that it is fresh and pure when you take it. Sound therapy. We will have sound therapy there. And that sound therapy, so good for the soul. I should have brought in some of my singing bowls, but the singing bowls, perfect for meditation, perfect just for calming yourself down. Too much information, but I found out a couple of weeks ago that I have what they call lockjaw. They had some other name for it, but basically it's lockjaw. And when I get stressed, my jaw locks up and I get massive, worse than migraine headaches. And they said, you got to start relaxing. And I don't know how to relax, even though, I meditate. But it's like as soon as I'm done meditating, it's like, okay, what do I got to do? What I got to do? So I got my singing bowls out that I had, but had put them away and hadn't pulled them out for a while. I got them out and I started just, doing the singing bowls, and you rub around the edges and they hum, and the vibration is just wonderful. And, I'm not going to go all into singing bowls for you, but the sound therapy is so therapeutic. In fact, my jaw, like the first day, and I haven't had a problem since. And I had been having a problem for a couple of months. We're going to have personalized sessions like I talked before. Our workshops are going to be customized according to your needs. There's going to be yoga every day for those of you who want to get up and do yoga. For those of us who probably won't, that's okay. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. This is all up to you. You get to do what you want to do when you want to do it. There'll be massages. And yes, there's an S at the end of that. The massages, there's going to be one that's based on reflexology and one that's holistic. I don't know a lot about the holistic one. I'll be honest with you. It is a one that the person doing it, the shaman doing it, has been doing for years, but I have not yet, and I will before we go there, I've not yet been able to get in and to do that, other than I'm told it is beyond fabulous. There's a sweat lodge that you can participate in the sweat lodge. Some of the other activities, we're going to have a drum ceremony. Just a lot of wonderful things that are going to happen. Okay, go ahead to the next slide. I told you about the Amazonian shamanic plant ceremony, the ayahuasca, but let's talk a little bit more about this. Back in about the 1950s, scientists started studying ayahuasca and doctors, and actually there are several doctors today that when they've got people who have really bad cases of PTSD or of depression, anxiety, any of those kinds of things, they actually tell them, go and do an ayahuasca ceremony. And what the scientists have uncovered, and they never like to use the word cure, so I'm not going to use the word cure, but it's beneficial for anybody with PTSD of any level, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, any of those kinds of things, perfect for that. But it's also good just for opening up your mind and your brain waves and the vibrations and your now I go back to my neurons and synapses, and I'm trying to not get into the scientific too bad, but it opens that up, and it's free flow thinking. It allows the free flow thinking. And I did it for the first time about a year ago, and just over a year ago. And I did not know what to expect. I mean, I went in expecting whatever happens. I didn't know what to expect. And the people that were with us at the time said the same thing. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. Every one of us the next day went, that was not what I was expecting, which is funny because we didn't have any expectations, but it was all different. It was not what I was expecting, but that was life altering. And for me, that was life altering. I wouldn't say do it on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or even annually. Do it when you need to, and according to your desires and wishes. But it opens up the brain so that you can see things from a different angle. And positivity does that a lot too. Smiling does that a lot too. Laughter, it opens up the mind so you can see things from a different angle. But this just opened up the mind. And now some people do get sick during the process and will throw up some during the process. I was one of those. And some people are like, ew, no, I won't do it because of that. Well, for me, it was actually therapeutic, because every time I threw up, my mind and soul felt the purging of negativity coming out of me. So it was like I was purging things from inside, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It was just coming out. Now, not everybody did throw up. Just some of us did, some of us didn't. I happened to be one that did, but it really wasn't a big deal. I wasn't sick the next day. It was just during the process. I also found that at any moment I could pull myself out of it. So when I would throw up, I felt myself pulling out of it, and I'd have to say, no, I want to finish the experience and go back and continue on with the experience. So it's something you can pull yourself out of at any moment. So I know that's something people often have a big fear about. Well, I don't want anything controlling me. I didn't feel like it was controlling me at all, because I'm a real control freak. For those that know me, I am a control freak. But I didn't feel out of control or like anything else was controlling me at any moment. What I did feel, however, though, was an overwhelming sense of my spirit guides and my guardian angels. And now I'm getting a little bit teary-eyed. Sorry about that. I knew I wasn't alone anymore. And I've always known that there are spirit guides and guardian angels, or whatever you call it, the entities that help us when we have needs. And depending upon your religious or spiritual beliefs or whatever, it's whatever that is for you. For me, it's guardian angels and spirit guides. But I knew they were there, and I became whole and at peace with them. And I'm still working on those relationships and developing them so that I'm in a better place with them. But it opened up to me that they are there, and that there are powers beyond me looking to help me. And that was something that came up during this plant ceremony. Other things with the ayahuasca, the shaman is there the whole time, making sure that nothing bad will happen. But if you get, too sick or anything like that, then they can help you put the garbage can under you, but you usually don't need any of that. But again, it helped me experience my God-given inner voice. Clinical research, again, has proven that ayahuasca has been extremely successful in treating familial conditions such as depression, addiction. That was another one. Alcohol addiction, drug addiction, any other kind of addictive disorder, gambling, any of those. It helped with that. Again, PTSD, and it protects and stimulates the neurocellular growth. So the neurocellular growth, it protects that. Like I said, it kind of opens it all up so that you can think better and more clearly. Now, that was a lot on the ayahuasca, and there's so much more. We could talk about ayahuasca for days and days. Look it up, do your research. And again, the shamans that are coming in and working with us, I've used their ayahuasca. It's pure, and I trust these folks with all of my heart. Okay, next slide. So what's all included? Everything but your airfare. Everything but the airfare. So that means transportation to and from the airport, as this shows on there. All of your meals and snacks. It's your room, your accommodations. Now, each room is based on double occupancy, but it also has its own bath facility. So your own bathroom, so you're not sharing with everybody in the camp, which I have been to camps where I had to share a communal bathroom. But it's based on double occupancy. And all of the resort activities, the massages come with it, the sound therapy, the yoga. Of course, the ayahuasca is included with it, which the cost of the retreat itself would cost you that to do the ayahuasca alone. So you're really getting the deal. The sweat lodge, you'll get a brand new, I love these journals. We've got these awesome journals that were made that were for you, and you'll take them home. So leave a little bit of space for a journal. The drum ceremony, again, it's a little tiny drum. I should have brought mine in. It's in the other room. But a little tiny drum for you to also take home if you choose, so you can continue to work with it as well in your meditation and in your own personal therapy. But all of the resort activities, all of those things are included. You don't need to even bring your wallet unless you think you're going to want to get trinkets at the gift shop there at the little resort. They've got this little bitty, like a wall with a shelf on it. Or if you want to go into town and go shopping there, or you want to stop and go shopping somewhere else. Now, we're going to have lots and lots of workshops and things that we're learning, and strategies and skills and studying. But there won't be that much studying, because it's all going to be, let's do this together, let's do it, let's practice, and now you know it type things. But you'll have the journal to take notes in, but there'll be a lot of downtime, and this downtime is set to help you take it all and put it in. Maybe journal your thoughts and how you want to do things differently. During the downtime is when you can get your massages, you can do the other sound therapies. Will be doing some emotion releases. One of the energy healers there does emotion releases and aura cleansing, and they're going to be there doing that. We've got another one there that is a fifth dimension spiritual guide, and that's a whole nother topic in itself. And if you want to know more about that, put in a note and you and I can get together, and I'll link you up with her and she can tell you more about it. But it's just, if I were to go to a retreat, which I go to all the time, this is the one I would want to go to. And not because I'm the one that's hosting it, but because it is going to be so transformative. I mean, everything is geared to be individualized and customized instead of one size fits all, which to me, you can't beat that. I'm going to do, before I continue to ramble, let's go to the next slide. But I'm going to ask those of you who are on and listening to ask a few questions so that we can answer your questions, because I know I rambled a lot, and I want to make sure that we answer any questions that come up. The retreat itself, again, is October 12th through 19th. It is in Olón, Ecuador. And yes, it is very safe. We're going to be great. I've had a couple of people say, didn't they have some problems a while back? Yes, they did. But only in a couple of major cities, and it's no worse than neighborhoods in Chicago or New York or any other major city. And they're just neighborhoods that are that way. It's not everywhere. But where we're at is a beautiful resort. Lots of green foliage, and is great. But then when you open the gates, you're on the beach. So you can go and stroll the beach in the morning or at night, or we'll probably hold our drum ceremony there on the beach. Anyway, Olón is, the whole retreat site is beautiful. You're going to love that. There is a coupon code. Jace, can you put up that coupon code? You can go ahead and stop the PowerPoint and put up that coupon code. The coupon code, as you can see there in the bottom corner of the screen, is F as in friends, N, family, F family, FNF, capital F, lowercase n, capital F, 500. If you put in this code, you get $500 off of your retreat. $500 off of your retreat. Now, we have set aside, there's one more room set aside that could be a single occupancy. It will be a little bit more, so you'll have to get with Jace or I to find out how to go about getting that room. But if you just are adamant and not sharing a room with a friend or a stranger, depending on how you set it up, then let me know, and we'll see if we can't get you, if that room is still available. And I'm sorry, my hearing things, my iPods keep slipping out. I think I've covered about everything I can think of. Jace, can you think of anything else I need to cover? Come on. He's like, I don't want to be on screen again.
Okay. Okay, you guys hear me?
Yes, hear you just beautifully. Did I miss
Okay.
anything? I mean, I'm so excited about the retreat that I could go on for days about all of the wonderful things, but I tried to not be too overwhelming with all the details. But did I miss anything that was urgent? That
Well, all good. Then just want to remind everybody we have QR code again to for you to scan so that you can go to the website for more details. And if I have the capacity to go there, I will go to the retreat. Very excited for everyone. So yeah.
Okay, so the website is, I've got it down here at the bottom. It is Dr. Karen Perkins, and that's doctor with a DR, KarenPerkins.com/retreat. drkarenperkins.com retreat, or you can just click on the QR code and go to it from there. And we'll also put it in the notes on social media and things so that you can see that. I am not seeing any questions coming in, so I'm guessing I answered them all. If you do have questions, and Jace, I'm going to go ahead and type it in because I failed to tell you to type it in. So give me just a second. I'm going to create Jace's email. He's like, thanks, Karen. And he can help answer questions too, or he can set it up to, let me show that. Okay. Staff at drkarenperkins.com. Yep, that's right. He can help you set up a schedule to talk to me individually, or he can answer a lot of the questions himself, or he's got all of the schedule stuff that's going on there at the retreat. So if there are no other questions, we've gone on for quite a while. I'm going to just say, mwah, I'm excited. Be sure and join next Monday where we'll be doing Karenisms. I do want to leave you with a Karenism before we go. This Karenism is one that I really love. It's a funny one to some, and to others it takes a minute to get it, but it's one my mom taught me, and it is, you can't get hit in the face with the tomato unless your head is above the crowd. So what do you mean getting hit in the face with the tomato? Well, if somebody is flinging mud, saying bad things, taking, and picking on somebody, they pick on somebody that stands out. And if you're standing out, your head's above the crowd. And that's when people will start to notice you, and you'll get tomatoes sometimes thrown in your face. So if you do get some of those things thrown at you, just smile to yourself and know that you're doing great things and you're standing out, because that is a sure sign that you are being a leader and you are doing things that people love and they will notice. And I'm just, again, so excited to have these shows every Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. That's 11 a.m. Mountain Time. I had to stop and think about that. 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to have Karenisms. And then again, don't forget the Wednesday show, which is Power Surge, where we talk about empowering journeys that people have been on that have led to transformation. And we have wonderful guests every week on that show. All right. So I'll see you Wednesday or Monday. Ciao for now.